Hello YouTubers. Today we discuss the topic of 10 things you didn't know about Joe Biden. As a child, Biden had a debilitating stutter. His classmates mockingly called him Dash, likening his staccato to Morse code, and bye-bye, on account of his attempt to say his last name. He tried to avoid stuttering by playing out conversations in advance in his head, practicing speaking while holding pebbles in his mouth, and memorizing paragraphs instead of reading them aloud from textbooks in class. Tragedy of his wife and daughter. On December 18, 1972, a few weeks after Biden had been elected to office, his wife and year-old daughter were killed in a car accident. His two sons, Beau and Hunter, were critically injured, but thankfully ended up making full recoveries. Biden thought about quitting his job in order to care for them, but was persuaded not to by the Senate Majority Leader. Biden was then sworn into office from his son's bedside. Biden's second marriage. Biden has been married to his second wife, Jill Tracy Jacobs, for 30 years. His son Beau joked in his speech at the Democratic National Convention that they all married her. With Jill Jacobs, Biden had another child named Ashley. Right now he's got 4 grandchildren. Biden was a proponent of forced busing. In the earliest moments of his Senate career, Biden was a proponent of forced busing, which involved sending white children to schools in heavily black neighborhoods and vice versa. But by 1974, Biden had revised his position to support forced busing in the South, where he said segregation was de jure, but not in northern states such as Delaware, where it was de facto. Biden's lucky charm. Biden carries a good luck charm everywhere he goes. He always likes to carry a rosary, though he says he has to replace them all the time because they tend to go missing. Biden co-sponsored the 1984 Crime Control Act. Biden co-sponsored the 1984 Crime Control Act, which abolished federal parole, re-established the death penalty, expanded civil asset forfeiture, and increased federal penalties for cultivation, possession, or transfer of marijuana. In 1991, Biden bragged about the sweeping scope of civil asset forfeiture. Under our forfeiture statutes, the government can take everything you own. Everything from your car to your house, to your bank account, not merely what they confiscate in terms of the dollars of the transaction you've been caught engaging in. They can take everything. Biden's thoughts about Al-Qaeda and Taliban. Biden found himself in controversy in October 2001 when he appeared to criticize the U.S. campaign of airstrikes against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban during a speech at the Council on Foreign Relations. How much longer does the bombing continue? Because we're going to pay every single hour. Every single day it continues, we're going to pay an escalating price in the Muslim world. Biden added that the bombing fueled criticism that we're this high-tech bully that thinks from the air we can do whatever we want. About 3 weeks later, the Taliban retreated from Kandahar, their last stronghold. Despite what it looked like, that lady biker was not sitting on his lap. Everyone knows Biden is a hands-on kind of guy. And a viral photo of him, see above, from Obama's 2012 re-election campaign, rubbing the shoulders of a woman biker, was quintessential Biden, almost life imitating the Onion caricature. Here's the backstory of the biker moment. As per the Washington Post, Biden was at Cruiser's Diner in Seaman, Ohio, when he sat down between 2 male bikers. He then called over their female companion saying, "I know who runs the show." Biden pulled a chair in front of him, then leaned over to whisper in her ear. It's the kind of thing that cuts 2 ways for Biden. For some, it was a like Biden being Biden regular guy moment. For others, it's embarrassing and not presidential. It explains both his appeal and vulnerability. Biden never got drunk. Biden has never taken a drink in his life because alcoholism runs in his family. What a sweetie. He co-sponsored the Violence Against Women Act. In 1994 he co-sponsored the Violence Against Women Act with Republican Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah. The law, which was incorporated into the larger crime bill, provided $1.6 billion to investigate and prosecute violent crimes against women, imposed automatic and mandatory restitution on those convicted, and allowed victims to sue their attackers in civil court even if prosecutors didn't proceed criminally. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and press the bell icon for latest updates.